Peace to the gods and the goddesses, man. About to do a quick little video. This is something that I haven't done in a while. I must have lost my goddamn mind. Forgive a sinner. Shout out to the motherfucking Cash App supporters. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Cash App supporters for sending in those donations. You know, I don't really be thinking about money like that. You know, but them donations do be coming in. And I gotta acknowledge that. But this video is a response. One of the gods in regards to what skin. Basically, why do some of us have light skin? Like, that's what they would say. You have light-skinned black people. Number one, there's no such thing as light-skinned black people. That's an illusion like Jesus Christ. They associate a type of distinction in skin with light. Like when you see, you know how they program you to see light skin with like so-called white people, or well, that would be considered white skin, which ain't even white. But you have people that will have like a lighter or should I say like a milder, darker tone than a so-called white man or white woman. And they would associate that with light skin. Like they would be like Puerto Ricans is light skin. You have light skinned people out there. That's not light skin, son. Number one, we got to identify what skin really is. You know what I mean? We got to identify what skin really is. Skin is really nanotechnology. You know what I mean? I mean, your whole body is nanotechnology, son. When you're looking at the whole entire makeup of your body, this is something that I mentioned before. It's basically descriptions on how many different personalities that nano can take on. Your nanotechnology can take on. Whether it's the heart, the lungs, the brain, the eyes, the teeth, the gums, your hair. You know what I mean? All of that. Those are all different examples of how nanotechnology can alternate itself. So when you're looking at skin, it's actually, you know, nano is microscopic, but it's like microscopic mesh particles or mesh, what they would call cells. You know what I mean? Cells would be like a biological expression of nanotechnology, and then they have, well, you know, the obvious robotic nanotechnology, where it would be microscopic robotic cells. You have the organism cell, which is obvious, and then you have the robotic cells. You know what I'm saying? The hybrid cells. And even though the machine, like the nanobots, the microscopic machine cell, even though that's artificial, you do have biological, artificial nanotechnology. Cells, in other words. You have artificial cells that exist. And those artificial cells is what makes up your light skin. Your light skin people have artificial nanotechnology, which is, we're talking about the skin right now, which is like a sleeve, a mesh. You know what I'm saying? That is microscopic cells that's co-joined, that wraps around the body. You know what I'm saying? Which is like it coats around the body. It's like a coat. You know, it's like it's sort of like, this van makes so much noise, bruh. It's sort of like a coating, which is like a protection. You can look at your skin as like a protective shield, a protective nano shield that protect inner nanobots, which would be muscles, tissues, organs, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, son. It contains the blood. So I gotta get off this highway, son, because this van, the shocks in this van is so terrible, son. And this is another thing. Riding in these kind of vehicles right here, it sends an enormous amount of distorted vibrations through your bodies. Because when you're riding in cars and you see how it make all these noise, that is a clear sign of instability. You know what I mean? This van is terrible, man. It makes the road seem like I'm riding in a minefield. But yeah, it's like a protection. You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking at what they would tell you is light-skinned people, you know, even though you have different descriptions that represent artificial nanotechnology, which will be determined by, you know what I'm saying, and it's like, that's not even like absolute, because you even have dark-skinned artificial nanotechnology. Because some of the so-called, when you call these people black people, you would think that they authentic because they got the same kind of the same kind of skin tone resemble the vibration that an authentic being would have. But nah, you got to know one thing about hybrids. It could come in many shapes, forms, and fashions. It's good at cloaking. You know what I mean? A hybrid can cloak something authentic. So you can have the authentic tone of a vibration, which all has to do with different types of communication that's taking place within the skin on a nano level. They mimic that vibration. They mimic that conversation. They mimic the communication that's taking place. You know what I mean? But if you pay close attention, you will see that it's artificial. It's artificial. It might look like authentic skin, but it can't do what authentic skin can do. That's how one of the ways you're able to determine that the skin is artificial. It's artificial. So, light-skinned people, yes, their skin is dying. It is dying because it's a hybrid. Hybrids are not living. Hybrids are dying. They just have a specific time frame that they remain in existence. You know what I mean? And the way how they remain in existence is not so much in a person's lifespan. The way how they remain in existence has to do with how long those genetics can reproduce itself. Because when you're looking at nanotechnology, you got to look at it as in a species association. Don't look at it as an individual, like one person. So you're judging the lifespan off one person. Or you got to look at it as a species. Because the nanotechnology, the artificial skin, is a species. It's on the humans, you know what I'm saying, the human species, not the human race. It's on them. So to determine the lifespan of these different types of nanotechnology, because they are being expressed on many different vibrations that represent the humans, which is what they would call skin tones. You know what I mean? Which is nano vibrations. You would have to judge the lifespan of it based upon the species, or what they would call an ethnic background. Oh, where you from? Well, you know, I'm from the blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your culture? What's your ethnicity? Your ethnic background? In this case, the humans. You know, the Puerto Ricans, the Caucasians, the Asians. You will have to judge the lifespan of that nanotechnology based on the species it's associated with, son. You know what I mean? Because the nanotechnology takes so many different shapes and forms. When you hear about certain humans that were once in existence and no longer in existence, that will be the end date for that nanotechnology. Just like you see what's happening right now, where you have technology that's no longer in existence. It's not being utilized. It's not being utilized no more. If that old technology that's not being utilized no more was to exist in this present day and time, the people who would be utilizing that technology would be left light years in the past. They would be left light years in the past. So when they upgrade technology, in this reality, it is a means to push a species forward artificially. Artificially, man. You know what I mean? We of the guard race, on the other hand, when the woman push the baby out, that's supposed to be advanced technology, because that's what the body is. It's supposed to be advanced technology. That's how the race, the carbonated beings, are pushed forward with the babies. Because that is a nanotechnological, biological, carbonanonated suit that the soul wears. It's inside of that biological mech nano suit. And based upon the integrity of the machine will determine the type of features that soul would be able to utilize. The soul could use all of the features when it's not in the body. But if the body is not mapped around the nanotechnology to exercise those features, which is what they would call senses, then it's useless. It's useless. You know what I mean? It's useless. So the body got to complement the vibration of the soul and the mind. And the body is always supposed to be beyond its present occupation. Like wherever spot is occupying, it's supposed to be beyond that, son. That's why you would hear the humans say things like back, or even we used to say back in the days, or some of us still say that now. Like, yo, such and such was ahead of their time. Like when somebody come out and they do something, they be like, yo, that person is ahead of their time, son. Because you're looking at advanced technology, son. And this is only for the God race. This ain't for the humans, because they cloak like a mother dutter, son. They cloning, son. This is only for the God race. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be all of us. It's not just supposed to be one person. That is sad. That just goes to show how the rest of the race is lagging behind, son. Every baby that comes through the womb of the goddess is supposed to be way ahead of the mother and father's time. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be in it. They're supposed to be advanced. The vessel's supposed to be advanced. They're supposed to be pulling in ideas or communications from the sun way ahead of time. Meaning they're not supposed to wait for the sunlight to hit Earth, because by the time the sunlight hit Earth, that's in the past. They supposed to be having their thoughts inside of the damn sun. Their thoughts are supposed to be in the realms of the sun before the light even get projected outside of that realm. and travel through space and hit what they call Earth, and then send all these instructions throughout Earth, which is what they would call air, and all these different signals and waves. They mind is not supposed to be picking stuff up out the freaking atmosphere. The hell with the atmosphere. Your mind's supposed to be in the etheric realms, man. You're supposed to be getting it way beyond before it traveled through the damn cosmos. That's how you establish the real connection. The real connection is being connected with the source. Not waiting for the source to speak or throw a signal out. That's for the damn humans. So when you hear people say things like, yo, son, you know, that person is ahead of their time, that's an advanced being you're looking at, son. That's why normally people who are ahead of their time, they don't have a lot of friends. They don't have a lot of friends. Why? Because in their mind, they already analyze what friends really are. That's why you normally see these people by themselves. They don't get caught up in the world because they understand it's already an illusion, son. They already know this because they advance, and they already know that they cannot explain it to emotional people. Because emotional people would never get it, son. So they already know. Man, I'm not even going to waste my time sitting up here trying to talk to you because I could already see the vibrations emitted off your skin tone that you lost. You know what I mean? You lost. The people that are ahead of their time are not lonely. They would try to make it seem like these people are lonely because emotional people would see them so-called by themselves and be like, yo, how does person feel comfortable by themselves? They always alone. Like, yo, they don't feel bothered? No, because they know they're not alone. They connected with outer dimensional beings. They not in submission to some fake God like Jesus Christ or Allah. These fake gods, these archons that y'all bow down and pray to rocks. Y'all praying to the elements of earth. You worship earth, which is which is Satan. You don't even understand what's going on. Yo, all you spiritual people are lost. All of y'all. All of y'all spiritual people are lost. You can't explain it to them, son. They got outdated vessels. They like in a technological area where everybody's using cold fusion as an energy source, and they sitting up there rubbing two sticks together trying to create fire. That's the kind of mindset of these spiritual people. So they lost in the freaking sauce, man. Don't even try to waste your time talking to these spiritual people. Just let them ghosts out of existence. Let them ghosts out. Them goes to the spirit world. You know what I mean? But light skin is a representation of, all skin is a representation of nanotechnology. There's no such thing as light skin. Now people will hear that, be like, what he mean there's no such thing as light skin? I see people with light skin all the time. You got to know that was created. Anything that's created is not real, so it does not exist. It might exist, but it's not real. You're looking at artificial nanotechnology, son. Artificial nanotechnology. And it has limitations. It has a lot of limitations. Mostly to do with the energy. That's why light-skinned people gotta put on sunblock, sunscreen. You know what I mean? They gotta use all of these creams and all these lotions. You know what I mean? To keep their skin moist from breaking up. The reality is, carbonated beings, we don't need no cream. We don't need no lotion. We don't really need none of that, son. Our bodies produce our cells, our nano cells, our skin produce a natural sheen. A natural sheen. You know what I mean? It produces a natural sheen. We don't need that. Just drink water. Your skin produces a natural sheen. We don't need that. We have the authentic nanotechnology that goes beyond anything a so-called light skin man or woman can produce. That is the dying skin. That's artificial skin you're looking at. Fake skin. Animal skin. Animal sheen, animal coating. That wraps the sleeve. That wraps the machine. Nanotechnology. As I stated before, melanin is artificial nanotechnology. You know what I mean? Melanin is artificial nanotechnology. It is your carbon-based copy. It's artificial. It's limited. It's limited in the amount of energy it could absorb, and it's limited in the amount of energy it could distribute. It breaks apart very easily. It doesn't heal as fast or rebuild itself, because that's what healing is. When your skin, your so-called skin heal, that is the nanocells rebuilding itself on a nano level. There is no such thing as the skin healing. Your skin rebuilds itself on a nano level. It's something that I mentioned before. Even with the damn babies. Your semen is nanocells. You shoot nanocells into the woman and the body is built. The codes for the body, the template to build the body, the blueprint codes to build the body is inside of the semen. That's why when scientists put semen up under microscopes, you see them take this this syringe type thing, like this syringe needle, and they would extract. They would tell you they're extracting fluid from the cell, but what they really doing is using a biological USB drive, because that's what your needles are. Your needles is a biological USB drive, and it extracts data. That's what they're doing when they stick needles in the semen cells. They pulling codes out, and then they put codes in, and then they put that in a womb, and then when the baby comes out deformed,